Guys, and non-binary others, and I am meant to be quiet. I am not going to use my headphones today. I'll turn off this aircon that I literally turned on 5 seconds ago because if you don't know what's happening at the moment, you should probably go watch my previous video, not on this series, but like the update video. Because this is the last part of Sakusa X Reader, but you guys will have a while to comment what you want me to do because I'm going to be taking a little break after this episode. Like, I'm pushing myself. I'm like, I will finish this series, bitch. Anyways, this is the final... I'm meant to be quiet. This is the final part of Respect, a Sakusa X Reader fanfiction by Sapphirs 104. This chapter is called Spiteful, with a beautiful little photo of, I can't think right now. It was coming to the last few days of training camp. The past few days have been annoying to say the least. You fully regret seducing the boys and girls seducing the boys to telling girls about your wavering feelings for a particular boy. What? You fully regret seducing the boys to telling the girls about your wavering feelings for a particular guy. Currently eating peacefully in the cafeteria after your morning run, there are some of the girls and some of the boys from other teams can't help but chat and make a ruckus right where you're sitting. Annoyed and quite frankly, at the end of your tether, you get up from breakfast with tray in hand. The table shudders from the forceful vibrations. Everyone stops watching you as you make your way towards the washing station. Some of the boys' sweat as pure annoyance drips from your very soul. The girls look away, knowing it's best to let you simmer. Just as you're washing the final plate off from your tray, a force sways you to the side. A pin drops, looking up at the fucker who had the audacity to bump shoulders with you. Is none other than the very person you're trying to get out of your head. His blacked up eyes scorn yours. His furrowed, angry brows twitch as the perfectly slicked back curls stick to his forehead. Sweat drips from his jaw. Sakusa had just returned from a run and is now heading towards the showers when you suddenly, maybe purposely, bumped into you, glaring at him with daggers protruding from your corneas. He too glares at you like a murder between the two of you is about to go down, and everyone in the cafeteria should leave you the fuck alone, as no one wants to die today. The corners of his mouth rise as he continues looking down at you. Get out of my way, get away from me. Get out of my... Wait, this is get out of my way from me, Jam. And I'm like, what the hell? Get out of my way, Jam. Dropping the plate into the sink, water splashes to the sides and ends of your shirt. Looking at him like a madman, you watch as he continues on with his day. What an absolute prick. What the fuck is he on? You whisper quietly to yourself, flabbergasted that the shithead has the audacity to name you a Jam of all things. Thinking things would get better throughout the day, you pick up where you left off and continue washing off. Coughs and small chatter rises up once more. You exit the large room as well. Things didn't get better. It got worse. Much, much, much worse. Itachiyama is on fire today, or rather, a certain player is. An ace that before couldn't give two shits about winning or losing. that he just destroyed the opponent. But today is a contradictory of that. He purposely is taking advantage of rash spikers, easily provoked setters, and the weak walls of middle blockers to his advantage. Today he's being mean. Cruel is a better word to describe him. Thankful the Nakoma girls teams are exempted from the cruel player as per request of you. They need a much needed they get a much needed break on the intensive matches and work on the individual plays. Sitting on the sidelines, you watch him spike another point for the team. Your phone buzzes against your thigh, flipping it open. Multiple texts from the cat and the owl. They had just finished their last match of the day, and apparently due to Bucketer's advice, Hinata apparently learned new techniques, and they helped more members of their team connect to volleyball. It takes idiots to inspire idiots, you think. Not watching as Sakusa clicks his tongue, purposely hitting the ball. Bouncing off the forearms of the opponent, heading only straight towards you. The fierce ball spins, colliding with your forehead. Dropping your phone, falling backwards, nearly missing the hard corners of the edge of the seat behind you. Stars and black dots focused in your eyes as suddenly as it came to the shock. Drains leaving, but pain. Huffing and groaning, tears welling up, and something warm dribbling from your nose. Ah, oh my god. YN Senpai. The first cry for help is none other than the baby of Shiratoizawa, Goshiki. You watch his face drops from concern, pulling you up into a sitting position. Coaches as other players crowd you, but some gaps of you see a wide-eyed Sakusa. That's it. Standing up as many tell you to sit back down, walking down the stairs as many follow after you, lecturing you to go to the nurse, heading to the very person who spiked a cannon to your face, as many gulp from the sheer fury radiating from your core. If this were going, thank you. You stand before him, blood streaming down your face and dripping onto the red jersey and some of the wooden flooring. Tears uncontrollably releasing down the paths as hell as you wipe and pinch your nose. Sakusa stills as your very bloodied palm caresses his face. You watch as the whites of his eyes enlarge as he shivers beneath your very touch as you paint his face with the blood of your fury. You bitch is a germaphobe. Well done. You just gave up any chance of helping me. And we are heading on to the next chapter, guys. As I said. Oh, backstory. Wait, I thought this was a Sakusa X Reader. There is no love in this. This is just Sakusa being a simp. Like, this is like a Kyoko Tanaka happenings right now. I think that's what this is. Mother Mary, Jesus, Mother Mary. This is the last chapter called Backstory. Sakusa's point of view. Okojo Middle School, 3rd year. It was the day after Sakusa woke from his deep slumber with mixed emotions. He felt content and deep satisfaction. Then he felt guilty so bad that when he turned his attention towards the bare back of his best friend, still soundly asleep, his satisfaction dropped as paranoia sinks in. Looking deeply into her content form, the aftermath of yesterday's activities decorate her beautiful body like smudging of makeup. He traces his hand ever so lightly over her back in fear of seeing her reaction. The events of yesterday flood into his mind, and all he can feel is disgusted. Rubbing his hair with his spare hand, he quickly but quietly removed himself from the bed, untangling his parts from her clinging ones. He takes one last look at her sleeping form. To anyone else, she would look like a mummified avocado that went past its due date. But to him, she shines as brightly as the morning sun. Her brows twitch a little, but she still remains deeply in her slumber. Sighing, Sakusa takes this opportunity to purify his disgusting soul, doubling his average time in the shower, and scrubbing fiercely at his body. Finally content that he is clean, he walks back out, still finding the sleeping girl in his sheets. Dark eyes scan the room, finding leftover crisps packets, chocolates, and twisted blankets alongside thrown and tossed aside clothing, cheeks reddening as he walks past her form again and again, unable to keep eye contact on her beautiful face. Last night's escapades now swell and anchor him down in embarrassment and shame. Not wanting to disturb her, Sakusa gave her time to think it through, to process what happened, to realize her feelings for him. He took her that night. It wasn't in the moment act that he wishes he can take back. He blames it on his hormones, raging as they are. He always had a good hold on them, and that night the leash snapped. During the time he took essentially avoiding her, he found that even when they were apart, he yearned for her affection. That night had made him selfish, and now the lightest of touches can make his junior... I don't want to say that. To make his junior hard as a rock and squat at any vigorous movement on her part. It was embarrassing to say the least. The girl he likes, loves, had changed him so much in one night that the disgusting roleplay of actresses and actors couldn't relieve him anymore. Photos and videos of her made it hard for him to look at her fully during the day without dealing with a crisis down below. Soon it had been a month since they had spoken. Sakusa is no fool and realizes the time he spent being embarrassed of the fact that his crush made him hide had a knock-on effect on YN. He could see how her chilly outlook grew hard and cold. As each day carried on, he became fearful that the very girl he once knew would be gone forever due to his childish idiocy. So he waited. He had asked the girls what time their practice would be finishing, but they had told him today was their off day. He raced and ran as he had ever done before towards the gates. Students were filing out ever so quickly, but he could identify her in a bigger crowd than this. Maskless, Sakusa waits for her. A girl walked up to him with a sly grin, donning her disgusting face from the obscenely obvious cakey powder creasing at her lips, and the drawn-on marked eyebrows and glossy cherry lips. He could have reacted faster if he didn't see you absent-mindedly walking out the steps, hands in pockets, earbuds in. The girl, however, took this as a sign of an invitation, and had proceeded with crashing her chapped lips on his entrances once. As quickly as it came, it was pushed off. The damage had already been done. It was hit by a bus. Horrible, imagine his heart and soul witnessing the 7 stages of grief flow through YN. He watched as tears uncontrollably cascaded down her skin color, cheeks, parted, luscious lips. He watched as her face drops. Now 2 to 3 years later, he watches the same thing occurring as before. He had her her in his hands. She was close to crumbling, but of course the past clung to him. Still, the fear and paranoia of losing her again ate him up inside as he watched the others hunger for her. Look, others that are hungry for her. Look at her with those eyes, those predatory eyes that look her up and down like an appetizer in a room full of hungry wolves. He left. He felt cornered. He wasn't backing down. And just... I'm so sorry, guys. I feel like shit. I can't do this. Yes, I can. I can't do this. He wasn't backing down, and he just had to. He had to get her attention again. He's come far since then, and now he's closer to her than ever before. But as those words left her lips, everything dropped. Even now he feels for the first time in 3 years as he felt lost. Lost. His first love rejected him for the second time running. Maybe it's just a sign that he's not fated for a life of love. He knew it. It would be a challenge ever since. He knew it would be a challenge ever since he found out that he was a germaphobe. Being around people disgust him. But if it could be anyone, he thought it would be you. He knew from a very young age. He knew from a young age. To him, you weren't dirty. You were just right. But maybe you never saw him like that. More than a friend. And now he's not even a stranger to you. He's a nobody, an idiot who broke you. For once in his life, he's given up. And guys, that is the end of Respect. As you can see, I am not lying. It's over. And so yeah, this is my last episode, and only God knows how long. I am turning my aircon back on because I'm sweating up a storm and I've got no clue why. Give me my aircon and give it to me now. Anyways, girls, guys, and non-binary others, stay safe, stay healthy, unlike me, and Anyways, girls, guys, and non-binary others, stay safe, stay healthy, unlike me, and have a nice day. I will let you know, I'll give you updates, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye!